Welcome to Pommard. So we've just come from Beaune and we are heading south. So Pommard, which is the town just behind us, is divided into two. Now there are two main hills. The hill we're on, which adjoins Beaune, and then the southern hill, which adjoins Volnay, which is the township that you can see pretty much directly in front of us, past the larger village in front of us. Now, the Avondune, which was the stream or river that would come from the, as we know, the Côte d'Or was a beach along the Jurassic Sea, and there were many rivers that would come through, and they would create what is called a combe. So the Avondune, which was the name of the river or the stream, would bring with it a huge amount of varying soils. Now, this is one of the reasons that Pommard gets develops wines of varying character, a lot of which are very masculine and firm and brooding. Now, it's not so the whole way through. For instance, one producer that we bring in, Domaine Bourg-Saint-Charles of Mareau, has a vineyard which goes up the combe on that hill, so slightly more north facing, called Angevaux or En Mareau. It's a catch-all phrase. It's two vineyards, a bit like Chambertin, Clos de Bez. Angevaux can be called En Mareau, but En Mareau can't be called Angevaux. Now, where that is, he actually picks 2 weeks behind later than everyone else in Pommard, because it's a much cooler site. Not only that, all the combes up and down the côte bring cool air, and that inhibits ripening, but it also means that they retain acidity. So if they can ripen the fruit, what happens is you get this beautifully balanced, fresh Pinot Noir. Now, in the cooler years, it can be quite austere, because if you don't ripen tannins, that is when you get austere tannins structure. Now, there used to be a fantastic restaurant down there called Aupres du Clocher, and almost directly where that church is, to the left, you used to be able to sit there, have a beautiful meal, a bottle of Coast Jury for €50, and watch storms come from the south. So what happens is, because this is a big old beach, the weather travels up along the Côte d'Or, and you used to be able to see it pass over Chassagne-Montrachet, pass over Puligny-Montrachet, pass over Meursault, and then it'll either stop in Pommard or Volnay and do the damage. I've sat there numerous times and watched storms stop at both, but it was particularly interesting to watch when it stopped at Volnay, because it was like watching it on TV, through the window having a beautiful meal, and you'd just see Volnay just get pummeled by wild weather. And hence, that is why Volnay and Pommard is a lot more vulnerable to hail, and therefore lower yields. They stick out. They're the first sort of higher hills or mountains as you come up from the south. So this is where the weather congregates. Righto, next town. I'll see you soon.